Hello all, April 19th, 2012. Well, a lot's been going on in oil. Not a lot of news, but the pricing of oil has been fluctuating pretty drastically in the last few months. Let's go have a look at the Brent Crude Futures. Okay, today it started out about 118, just kind of fluctuated up to a little over 119, like this, and it just dropped right down to 117.8 or so, or I mean 6. And then went right back up to 118. It isn't necessarily following Wall Street like it used to. It's got a little bit of a mind of its own now. Wonder what that means. Alright, now that we've seen what's happening there, let's go see what's happening at the gas stations. Okay, new prices on the inexpensive gas station. Expensive gas station. Well, looks like the prices are finally starting to come down a little bit. Now, as you know, we've been not seeing a lot of barges in the bay lately. Let's go check out the barges in San Francisco Bay and see what the supply looks like locally here. Okay, very windy today. Looks like 2 barges in the bay. There's that inner bay transport and that other thing's a Navy ship. Before I go too much further, a comment that Mark from the UK brought up, posted on Pink Barrio. So Mark lives in rural England and put his comment on living in these times on Pink Barrio, which is right here. He was worried about what happens when wind and solar power equipment dies out. You know, falls apart, runs out. There's not going to be any fossil fuel to build any more of this infrastructure. Once it wears out, it's gone. Well, my answer to that has to be, that's why it's so important never to get to that point in the first place. I couldn't agree with you more. Everything is going to wear out, and as soon as it starts wearing out, you're going to have another wave of just nightmarish situations. So that's sort of why I say, you know, we have to take all the steps before that, before we even go to that area of darkness of what happens when the equipment runs out. First of all, the solar panels themselves will last both our lifetime. They don't wear out. So the solar panel itself, if you can keep it from getting smashed, hit, beaten, stolen, whatever it is, it will last. The wiring will last as well. A converter and inverter, those 2 items will last probably our lifetime as well. The things that are going to wear out is the batteries and the appliances. The refrigerator, if you get a good one, will probably outlast our lifetime. They can last up to 90 years. Some of the old ones are still going. There's not much in the way of workings inside of a refrigerator, so as long as it holds its seal and gets its power and doesn't burn the motor out, keeps it clean, it'll last. But other things such as kitchen appliances and all that, they're going to wear out. Cell phones, all that sort of thing, walkie-talkies, radio, all that kind of thing is going to wear out and disappear, and we're just not going to use it anymore. And we'll all live without it. I think here's another thought. I think that we have enough natural gas, if we don't plunder it, to last 30 to 40 years, which can generate electricity. That's one of the things natural gas is good for, is electricity. It generates heat, boils water, turns turbines. As long as we can hold a system together, some kind of society that will go to work and keep it running, keep the lines up. But so when we reach peak oil, the thing that's going to run out is the ability to drive or transport ourselves, because natural gas vehicles aren't going to really make it very far. They're very inefficient, take huge tanks. If you wreck in one, you blow yourself up sky high. I mean, it's just, there's so many reasons why you would never go with a natural gas car. Now, if you were to have a natural gas electric line train system, right, there's so many possibilities. I don't see us running out of electricity. What I see us running out of is the ability to transport our food to us, plow the fields, that sort of thing. But hopefully, by not supporting the corporations, getting out of the banks, and buying stuff from locally, we're taking the money out of the corporate powers, which are putting the planet in the jeopardy it is. I hope that helps a little bit, Mark. I don't know if we're really going to see a total collapse all at once. I think it'll come in little steps, increments, slowly going downhill. It's just whether whatever your age is can get through to the part where no one wants to face. And honestly, I don't have an answer for what happens when the parts fall apart and you don't have anything anymore. You know, it just gets harder and harder, doesn't it? That's more reason to just try and get people to wake up and get our governments to start paying attention and do something. Start doing the research and putting the infrastructure in place. Stop fighting wars and putting money into fracking and tar sands and all that kind of thing. We're wasting our time and money with that when we could be, you know, vacuum tube transport, one of the best ways of transporting ourselves. Our leaders have never even heard of it. You also mentioned, you brought up that humans don't work together too well. Well, that's true in all countries. And I think that will change when things get obvious. But I don't know, people are so buried in gadgets and dysfunction and saying like all the time. Oh, here I go again. But really, we don't seem to have any concern of any of the problems. And I honestly don't know if we'll survive climate change either, because if the climate changes so drastically that we can't grow food, you know, oil depletion is just another issue, you know. So we have two major issues: is oil depletion, climate change, and then the third would be resource depletion and atmospheric changing, you know, changing the chemistry of our atmosphere so fast. So there's a lot of things that we have to change immediately, and there doesn't seem to be any concern at all, really. It's going to be whether economies push you to do it or not. But again, thanks for the comment. Alright, I just wanted to do a little ad for my latest video, article called Traveling Back to the Future. It has to do with 1984. You'll find the link at Pink Barrio in the description there. Okay, all, until next time.